Breaking news.
Boys ages 5 and 6, Angel and Christian,
Allegedly abducted by their babysitter have just been found safe. Located in Indiana, along with babysitter Teresa Lynn McGee, who is now under arrest. Questions swirling.
Why did she take the children?
You must not trust anybody.
Did anybody do a background check?
You have to be vigilant.
What was going through Easterday's mind?
You have to be aware.
It appears as though it was an intentional act.
She's looking at kidnapping.
Knowing right from wrong.
She's looking at custodial interference.
She took the children to another state where she was not supposed to take them.
She's looking at also unlawful imprisonment.
Take a look at Teresa Lynn McGee.
We just don't know why she's doing this.
What was going through Easterday's mind?
Well, you know, when you look at something like this, you really have to, as every parent has to be aware, you must do a background check. You must put little cameras in your house. You must not trust anybody.
For those of you just joining us, the story we brought you last night about these two little boys, ages 5 and 6, Angel and Christian, stolen out of their family home in Russellville, Alabama, were found after our show last night. They were found all the way up in Indianapolis. Joining us right now, Chief Chris Hargett from the Russellville Police Department. Chief, again, thank you for being with us. When they were found, what were they doing?
Well, it's our understanding when the agents from the FBI office in Indianapolis and the local authorities arrived, one of the children was asleep, the other was sitting playing with toys.
Were they in an apartment or a house? Where were they?
They were at an apartment there in Indianapolis.
Do we know whose apartment it was?
It was an acquaintance of the subjects that she had known from a previous time up there.
Huh. And back to you, Trang Do from WAFF, joining us outside the Russellville Police Department. They say it's an acquaintance. Do we know who the man was that she put up to calling, pretending to be the father, taking them out of school?
Well, this man was initially one that police thought that she was with at the time, but it turns out he was here in Alabama the entire time. Police brought him in for questioning, and that's how they were able to get a hold of Miss McGee and find out where she was with the boys.
Back to Mark Class, president and founder of Class Kids Foundation. You know, Mark, the level of deception is incredible here. You've got her calling the school, faxing them, telling them she was the mother and she was going to homeschool them. Translation, don't worry about them missing school anymore. So she could fake off the father when the children were not reported at school. She lies to the father, telling him that they're on a Florida vacation, that she's in XYZ car, when in fact she went and got a bus ticket to Indiana. The lies just go on and on, telling all the people around her she's the bio mom, that these are her children and she's raising them in Indianapolis now. What does that say to you?
Well, it tells you that there's not much behind the whole concept of the criminal mastermind, and her lies started caving like a house of cards almost immediately because good systems were in place and good people were doing the right thing. Out to the lines, Melissa in Oregon. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Nancy. Where is the child's biological mother?
That's a good question. Jinkasaurus, it's my understanding the mom is not in this picture at all.
That's right. She's been out of the picture for some time, but the babysitter has been babysitting for 6 to 8 months, but the children were living with her for about 3 to 4 weeks.
We are taking your calls. The whole phenomena of her posing as the biological mother may certainly come in at trial. Ellie Josted, what do you know about the conditions in which the boys were found?
Well, they're in this apartment, and I took a little look at it on Google Earth. It looks like it's actually a series of like duplex or triplex houses on one street. They're calling it an apartment complex, but it's more of like a little residences. The boys appear to be unharmed. They're working right now to get a plan together, bring them back to Alabama.
To Jody in Missouri. Hi, Jody. What's your question, dear?
Hi, does the mother or the babysitter have a criminal record?
You know, we looked up the babysitter, Can't find the mom. We look, nothing on the mom is appearing, so I guess the answer to the mom would be no criminal record. On the babysitter, she had a record, but it was not anything significant. It was like driving with tinted windows, things of that nature. No violent history. This is a shot of Teresa McGee, aka Teresa Easterly. Here's a hint, I guess, Mark Class. Don't hire anybody that has an alias. Would you agree with that?
I would certainly agree with that, but I'd like to point out that this is a beautiful thing. Previously endangered kids have been returned safely, and a dangerous criminal is in custody.
You know, Woody Tripp, it doesn't normally end this way, does it?
No, many times it doesn't, Nancy, and I think Mr. Claus would agree. It normally doesn't, and this is a fantastic ending to a very sad story that started out.
You know, you've got the father slaving away, doing what he can for the boys, and then this happens. What are the stats, Mark Class?
I don't have the stats in front of me, but the vast majority of children that are reported missing are returned. Under these kinds of circumstances, however, this is why we have protocols. This is why we have the Amber Alert, because these are the children that may fall through the cracks and that may never be seen again. This is a testament to good cop work.
Everyone, as we go to break, you know the death toll is